coming out of the parliament to let you know that's breaking news that's coming in. There are protests that are continuing at Dispur. We're going to get you live reports from Guwahati and Dispur and Lakhimpur also, where protests have once again been ignited. If Anirudh can hear me, he'll give us a ground report. My colleague Anirudh joining us on the story from Guwahati. Remember, viewers, net services, mobile services will also be suspended in parts of Assam after the government has issued a notification over the cab debate that has become there. Roads have been blocked in Dispur, in Lakhimpur and Guwahati as well. There is protest that continues. Anirudh, if you can hear me, take us through what's happening around you.
Yes, Rhythm, since today morning at around 10 o'clock, the protests began as gradually people started to move out from the colleges, universities, as well as from their respective houses, and they came onto the streets of Guwahati. At first, the police had been successful in containing the containing the protests, but gradually as the mob started to escalate, then the situation went out of control. And as you can see behind me, the fire that you can see is the Ganeshguri flyover, where many public property have been damaged. A bus have been set ablaze in Dispur, just in front of the state secretariat, the Janta Bhavan. The Chief Minister himself is stranded in at the airport, and we are also picking up that now police have lathi charge on the protesters who gathered outside the Janta Bhavan. Here I would like to also mention that there was a striking note today, as the protesters who were outside Janta Bhavan, when the protesters was at its peak outside Janta Bhavan, at that time simultaneous protest was also going on inside the secretariat by the employees union of the Assam government, and they raised slogans against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. They raised their voices and extended their support to this movement against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Rhythm.
Also, Anirudh, if you can just show us the visuals, because we do know in Dispur there have been vandalism that sets bus on fire in parts of Assam. In Dispur also there's a protest and there is army that's been called in. We've also seen parties continue shifting stands in Rajya Sabha. In parts of Assam, mobile and internet services could also be suspended from 7 onwards.
Yes, from 7 p.m. for 24 hours, internet services will be suspended in several districts of Assam, particularly the Upper Assam districts, where the protest is at its peak and the situation has really turned volatile. And you can see here the public, the mob that you can see here, they are organizationless. They are not affiliated to any organization. They are not affiliated to any political party. They are from different walks of life who have come together onto the streets of Guwahati and are lodging their protest against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. And it is because of this very reason that the police is finding it very difficult in order to contain the mob, because when it is a headless agitation, when it is a leaderless agitation, then in order to convince the people to back off, in order to convince the people to call off the agitation becomes difficult, because they doesn't listen to anyone. And here you can see behind me is a line of buses and vehicles. These vehicles on the GS road are stranded for around 6 hours or even more as the protest escalated in the afternoon. No vehicles are plying on the road. Earlier in the morning, some shops and shopping malls were open, but as the protesters took onto the street, they forced the shopkeepers to bring the shutters down, and the entire Guwahati, entire Dibrugarh, Lakhimpur, everywhere across Assam, all the business establishment, all the day-to-day walks came to a halt as this public called Band, or you can say the civil disobedience movement that has been started by the people. Rhythm.
All right, Anirudh is giving us those ground details. Even as violent protests have broken out, protests have happened in Assam. They've been continuing over the fiery cap debate. Remember, viewers, this is coming when already it has been tabled in Rajya Sabha. We have to see whether it will meet its fate, similar to what happened in Lok Sabha. I want to stay with those visuals on the screen and also go back once again to Anirudh. Anirudh, several parts of Assam, there's been vandalism. We've been reporting on in Lakhimpur, in Guwahati and other parts of Assam where there has been protest. It's a protest that has ignited. It's a protest and people that are saying that in Assam, we are not going to accept the citizen bill. Take us through what's been happening in different parts of Assam. And also after Anirudh, we'll come back to you. But first, we slip into a quick break. The story continues after that.